Hello, Dr. Abhilasha. Welcome to this conversation. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm absolutely fantastic, and I'm very much thrilled and very much happy to have you here in this conversation today. So you have been a
It's
doctor
my
for a
honor.
long time. Yeah, same here. Thank you. So I have a few questions to ask you in this conversation today, and I'm sure you will be the best person to answer those questions. Yeah. So what separates good doctors, average doctors from great doctors? What separates average doctors from great doctors?
There are so many things that differentiate a great doctor from an average doctors, and I am going to list few of them, and we will discuss about how a person can become a great doctor. A great doctor is one who focuses on a holistic approach to treat the patient, not just treating the disease. While a good doctor or an average doctor will focus on treating just the disease. He is not concerned about the patient. He is just focusing on treating the disease. He is just what you say, he has a tunnel vision. Are you getting it? He is just focusing on the disease, not the person. Person may have so many problems other than the disease, and that can elevate the disease or the pain of the disease or the suffering of the disease. But a great doctor will understand the whole thing. He will explain the patient the whole thing, and he will respect the choices the patient make for him. And what we say, for example, we take an example of a cancer. And if a person is suffering from cancer and he wants treatment for that, a great doctor will explain all the procedures, pros and cons of the procedures in detail to the patient, and he will ask the patient's opinion for that. He will explain that if the only treatment for that cancer is surgery, so he will explain the patient that we have only this option for the treatment, but this will come with some collateral damages, and you will be dependent on others for your daily personal businesses or daily pursuits that he is going for, like if he will be going for toilet or any other personal thing, he will be dependent on other for that. But if we don't go for the surgery,
dependent on others. Okay.
Yes, if we don't go for the surgery, then you will only live for 2 more years.
You will be alive for 2 more years.
Yes, and not more than that. So he will explain everything to his patient, while an average doctor will tell that we only have this treatment and you have to go for the surgery. That is the only treatment we have got. So this is what an average doctor does. And a great doctor will choose quality of life on quantity of life. That's what the great doctor does. So that is my opinion on great doctors and average doctors. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Yes, so proceeding to question number 2. Yeah, so I have taken, your guidance on many things, on my health, on my mom's health, and you have been really compassionate and kind to me, and you have always been really helpful. And I want to really convey my high regards to you. So
thank you.
Yeah, so which pushes me to train you even in a better way, in the best way possible, in the optimum way possible. Yeah. So next question here: what inspired you to become a doctor?
Well, there were so many things, but few things those were more important to me were, I realize that people around me are suffering from one or another disease or pain, be it socially or mentally, but they are suffering from some kind of pain. They are not satisfied with their life. So since my childhood, I was so passionate about making others smile. That was my passion, to make others smile. And so I got inspired by uh, uh, when I saw that movie. I went to cinema hall and I watched that movie Munna Bhai MBBS, and
Oh,
I was so inspired by the method they used to treat patients. They were making them smile. They were uh, focusing on the main concern of the patient. They were alleviating that concern of that patient, and the patient, though that patient died, but he died happily. So that was my motive to become a doctor. I wanted to get connected to God in such a way that I spread smile to others' faces and make them happy. And I wanted so much to serve people. So that was my inspiration.
oh, that's wonderful. Wow. And yes,
Thank
it's
you.
quite your profession, your acts manifest a true doctor. I mean, when you appear, when you talk with people, your persona is really amazing that way, the way you treat. That's wonderful. I want to proceed to question number 3, and which is, huh, uh, what does, I mean, is it easy to be a doctor? Um, and what does it
It's
take
not
to
at
be a
all
doctor?
easy. It's not at all easy. It's not a plum job, man. It's very difficult to become a doctor. It takes a lot. I mean, a lot. It takes a decade of your life, sleepless nights. You have to study so hard for a decade. Means you have to sacrifice your personal life. You have to give preference to your patient over your own family, and you have to you have to sacrifice so many things. You don't have your personal time. You have to go through so much stress, and you have to be courageous to take risks. One who can take risks will only become a doctor. You have to be mentally stable and have a courage to take risk. You have to accept the delayed gratification, and you have to go through so much that it's not a easy job,
Not that,
not an easy job to do. Yes, and it takes a lot of money to
yes,
become a
of course.
doctor. That's also a point, that not everyone can make it.
Yes, I understand. Definitely. It's like,
I'm
I
sorry for.
mean, that's fine. No problem. No problem. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Wonderful. Wow. I can see how tough it is. And at the same time, this is one of, I believe this is one of the toughest jobs ever, you know, and predominantly for people like you and people like great doctors. I have heard of
Yes,
many
because
doctors,
I
they,
was not aware of these things, that you have to be uh, uh, present all the time mentally. Like
right.
you should have a good presence of mind. You should have the ability to take decision on right time and to save lives in time. You have to have that quality to accept all the adversity of this profession, all the occupational hazards that comes with it. So you
Mm,
have to accept those things and sacrifice your personal life to become a doctor. And not everyone can do that. So it's really
I
a tough job.
truly accept. I truly believe in that thing. That's wonderful. Good, good. Wow. And let me tell you, yes,
Thank you.
because I have special regards to all the doctors and frontline workers also during this COVID, this pandemic
Thank you
time.
so much.
Oh, you played
We really need your
really,
support.
yeah. I mean, you played, you
These
already are
days, when
considered
people
to
are
be,
losing their faith,
huh,
we really need your support.
yes,
Thank you so much.
definitely. And we are 1,000 times more thankful to you people. Okay, yeah.
Thank you so
Proceeding to
much.
my last question, and which is a serious question, right? Many people think like, okay, anyone who is a little educated, knows a little bit about health and medicines, opens a hospital. and makes it a mere business. So many people say hospitals are mere business. You go there and they prescribe you medicines, and they again call you so that if they can earn more. What do you want to say on this?
There are bad apples in every profession. You can see that there are few hospitals who are making our profession as a business. It's very disheartening to hear that because we don't want such people who malign our profession. It's a very
Malign our
sacred profession, malign our profession, and it's a very sacred profession for me. It's like uh, being close to God, which is a very spiritual thing for me. And such people who malign our profession, I don't like them, and it should not be done like this. And there should be some law enforcement to ensure that everything is done ethically and in the favor of the welfare of patients. So if everyone thinks like this, we can make it a better world to live together. But not everyone is thinking like this. Everyone is now becoming money minded, and they are more focused on the financial gain rather than the patient's concern and the good health. They are not concerned about that. They are just focusing on money and just business. They are making it a business, but they should not do this. This is bad. I really condemn it.
Okay, wow. Yes, I too condemn it. Thank you so much. Wow, this interaction, this conversation became better than what I had expected it to be. Wow, it was a wow performance. Abhilasha, I'm so honored. I feel honored to have you in training. Yeah, I have some feedback which I was observing. It's malign, not malign, it's malign. Malign is to defame something or someone, that's used. A little more feedback. We don't say discuss about. I want to discuss something. I want to discuss politics. I want to discuss the health system, not discuss about. Okay? Yeah.
All right.
They want treatment. It should be they want, not they want.
All right.
Once we use
that
for
mistake.
That's fine, no problem. Mistakes are welcome. Mistakes help you get better.
I was consciously correcting these things in my mind prior to speaking, but still I made that mistake.
But no, seriously, I mean, there used to be a long list of your mistakes, but now you have really worked on yourself, and the mistakes are only a few. Pronunciation, it's not pros and cons, it's pros and cons.
All right.
Pros and cons. Con, not cone. Yeah.
Yes.
If he will be going, if he wants to go for anything, even if the patient wants to go to toilet, they will require someone's help, not even if he will be going. Yeah. So last thing, which is, you will alive for 2 more years is wrong. You will be alive just for 2 more years. You will be alive. Alive is not a verb, it's an adjective. So you will be alive. That is it. So Miss Dr. Abhilasha, thank you so much. So I really want to know from you if you're improving, if these sessions that you take from me are worthwhile.
Yes, I do have improved in my confidence level, and I can talk to anyone in English. Initially or before this session, I was not confident enough. I was afraid to start the conversation from my side.
Yeah.
I never started on my own. I never started to talk in English whenever. Now I can do it with ease. And that's a relief for me, because I was struggling for this. And thank you for making me this confident. And
Yes,
I am definitely working on myself, and I will keep on working until I become the best version of myself.
Definitely. Self-development is a never-ending process. That's it. So please allow me for today. Thank you so much for joining this session.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. I'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye-bye.